Welcome to the Build Your Life Coaching Biz podcast, where you get to learn how to become a professional life coach and start an online coaching business from scratch. I'm your host, Krista Kathleen, a professional certified coach and spiritual business mentor. In 2016, I got divorced and left my full-time job as a registered nurse and decided to bravely answer my calling of becoming a life coach so I could help to change lives as I traveled around the world. And now I want to help you discover your purpose too. Having the freedom and flexibility to be your own boss and make as much money as you want right from your laptop will be one of the best gifts you ever give to yourself, your family, and the world. In these episodes, I'll give you real coaching combined with proven strategies and spiritual practices in order to help build your dream coaching business that feels perfect for you. Hello, good morning, everyone. I did something extra special today that I'm super proud of, and I got up at 6 a.m., which is when I normally get up, but I actually went to the gym and did a CrossFit style class at 7 a.m., which I normally don't work out this early, but the past couple days have been a little hectic with my parents in town from Florida and just all the Christmas activities and obligations, and I have been putting off my workouts, and I don't like the person that I become when I start skipping workouts, and I get crabby and moody and tired, and I can't show up for my clients and my students and the people I care about in the way that I want. So I was like, okay, I did a little self-talk, self-coaching. I was like, Krista, you know how important your workouts are. What do you need to do to make sure this is going to be a priority? And I was like, you know what? I just need to do it first thing in the morning. Get it done and out of the way. And then that way, when the rest of the day gets crazy, I don't have to worry about it because it's already done. And that's something that I help my clients with as well when they're want to get something accomplished and it just keeps getting put off. Then I challenge them and say, like, you know, where can we get this scheduled on your calendar? Or what can you say no to say yes to this? Or how can we make this more of a priority? So if I do that with my clients, I had to do it with myself too. So hopefully that's a little life hack right there for you in the first 2 minutes of this podcast. If you keep beating yourself up about something that you want to get done, it's not getting done, just do it first thing in the morning if you can, because our motivation levels are the highest in the morning. And as each hour goes by, they start to rapidly decrease. So if you're already struggling to get something done, do not save it for the end of the day, because it's just that much more likely that it's not going to get done. So I'm driving on my way home right now and just wanted to connect with all of you, and universe was telling me to talk about this topic today. So the topic is why I stopped following everyone in the coaching industry for right now. I might go back to following some of the coaches that I really admire and respect, but I just had to do like a coach cleanse, a coach detox. And the reason why, there's a couple decent reasons why. One was I'm listening to the audiobook, The Prosperous Coach by Rich Litvin, and there's another author on there, I don't remember. And one of the things, I really love that book, by the way. And one of the things they said in that book is to stop following coaches that are similar to you, because you're going to start sounding like them. And at first I kind of challenged it. I was like, no, because I like to follow certain people that are, like similar to what I'm doing, but they're a little bit ahead of me to like inspire me and motivate me. And so I can learn from them. And I have this personal rule that I let myself follow 2 coaches at a time. And that's like, their blog or their podcast or YouTube or email or, something like that. If I felt like more than 2, I start to get really overwhelmed and it just doesn't make my brain happy. But then I realized that there was some truth into what he was saying in that book. And I've really been struggling with finding my voice lately and figuring out like, who is Krista Kathleen and what does she stand for and what are her values and what does she believe in? And I found that just the way I was starting my days was like trying to keep up with these coaches that I was following. And every time I would see them talk about another offer or send out another email, I would just get really discouraged and like, man, look at them go. And they're just on top of their shit. And I'm not right now, and I just can't keep up with them. And I was getting in the comparison trap, and I just wasn't like excited to create my own content anymore, like to do podcast episodes or YouTube videos or Facebook posts. And then I was just like a week or two ago, I was like, what is happening here? Like, where are you running your business from? What is this place that you are running your business from? You are running it from a place of starting your days off being discouraged and demotivated and comparing yourself and being frustrated and upset. And like, Krista, why are you doing this to yourself right now? Why are you running your business from this place? Like, I had to like energetically bitch slap myself. And then I thought back to that advice that I heard from the prosperous coach. And I was like, I've got to stop following people right now. I need to put on my blinders and I need to find myself and my voice. And it was really hard to do at first because I was like, oh man, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Because again, like a lot of the people I follow, I still really respect and admire them. And I kind of want to be them when I grow up someday. But then I was like, you know what? I can't, again, I need to be true to who I am. And so I just gave myself permission to unfollow. And it doesn't mean that it's forever. It's just for right now. So I can protect my vision and my mission and my voice. And then I was a little worried too. And I was like, well, Krista, like, obviously like there's deeper things to go into here and probably some triggers to uncover. And you really should be able to like work through the stuff that's coming up for you while being able to still follow these people or be in their presence. But I do think there's some truth to that. But at the same time, something that I learned recently too is that when we are getting triggered or like having an emotional response or a reaction, that it's also okay to step away from the trigger for a while. So that way you can heal and get some perspective. And then when you come back, you can look at it from a new and different angle. And that's a reason why I love traveling so much. Traveling, I view travel as like the same as therapy, as like mental health work, because it allows you to step away from things happening in your everyday life and to give you new shifts and perspectives. And so you can come back with a renewed and refreshed approach. So yeah, that was that. There was something else that I was going to share and I forgot. Maybe it'll come up. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And ever since I've done that, I feel so much better and I feel lighter and I feel like my vision and my clarity coming back and I find my true voice coming back. And it feels really good because I feel like it's kind of been gone for a while and it's made not showing up in my business and not creating content very fun. And I was a little bit nervous to share this message with all of you this morning because I was like, oh man, maybe some of you are going to stop following me. Maybe you feel that way every time you see me send out an email or create another podcast episode or talk about my coach training program, and maybe you're like, oh man, I just can't keep up with Krista, and she's got a toddler, and she's got private clients and all these students that she's helping coach training, and yet she still is finding a way to show up in her business every week, and I can barely even do that. And I don't know what's going on through your head as you follow me and listen to my content. And if you need to step away from listening to my stuff or watching my videos for a while, that's okay. It's okay. And I know that you'll come back when you're ready. And I recently had a coach training student that did that. She stopped following me on my email list, and I was at first a little offended and hurt, and I was like, you know what? No, good for her. Good for her for knowing what she needs and keeping her inbox sacred. I think our email inboxes are very sacred, and we can create the experience that we want to create on social media or in our inbox or any parts of our business and our life. And so if you have to do that, I understand. I'll be sad, but I also know that you'll come back when you're ready. But my intention is, when you follow me, is that you get excited to see my content or my offerings, and you feel better after watching or listening to my stuff. And that's how you know when it's a good fit, it's a good match. And that's when I'm ready to be in that place again, to be inspired and to learn from someone new. That's when I'll choose the people who I want to start following again. But I'm just not in that space right now, where I've learned so much from the coaches that I follow that I need to just sit with it for a little bit and apply it. And I'm also thinking about getting ready to hire my own personal coach. I haven't worked with a personal coach in a while now. I've done a lot of group coaching programs, so I still receive coaching regularly, but just really haven't found that personal one-on-one coach that I want to work with. And then I also realized too that a lot of the coaches I follow are not ICF accredited either, which was super interesting for me, because you all know how passionate I am about the International Coaching Federation, and that's why I work so hard to get their name on my coach training program. And if you haven't heard, I think it was 2 weeks now, we've officially become a level 2 PCC accredited coach training program through the ICF. So it's just something that's super important for me, and not saying that I can't work with a coach that's not ICF accredited or hasn't gone through coach training. I've actually worked with a lot of coaches over the years that I'm going to be honest, I don't know what their coaching education experience was like. And they didn't have their ICF credentials, but I just felt really connected to them, and I liked what they were teaching. And but now it's just getting to a point where I want to learn and grow from someone that has taken the time to get their ICF credentials. So, and I have a couple coaches in mind that I'm going to reach out to and see if they're going to take on new clients for the new year. So Universe is asking me to do that and let in that deeper personal one-on-one support in that way. So again, I collaborate with the Universe. The Universe is my chief spiritual officer, CSO. And that's when I know when to take inspired action, is when the Universe is speaking to me and talking to me. Oh, okay. I remember what it is that I wanted to talk about. The thing that was, I should have put this in the beginning of the podcast, but that's okay. And I'm just pulled into my driveway, so I'm going to start to wrap this up. But the thing too that was really getting to me, that led me to wanting to unfollow from all of the coaches right now and just kind of detach from the coach, even though I absolutely love and adore the coaching industry and it's my full-time job and I believe in it and I want to do whatever I can to make an impact and improve it and to make it better. But I just felt like all of the coaches lately that I've been following, every single one of them has been talking about all the money that they're making. And it just was getting to a point where it was messing with my head, and I was starting to measure my own success and worth by how much money am I making? How many clients am I signing up? And that became kind of like my sole focus every day for running my business and running my programs. And it just started to not feel good anymore. And I was really getting out of touch with my vision and my mission and the impact that I wanted to create. And I'm not saying that it's not bad to celebrate making money as a woman or as a business owner, because, right, we work so hard to take these ideas from scratch and turn them into something beautiful and abundant and flourishing. And I absolutely do believe we should celebrate when we have big milestones and successes, like if you have your first 5K month, 10K month, or like I said, the fall class that we just had, the fall launch for the Born a Coach Training Academy. I had my biggest revenue month ever at $84,000. And I did, publicly talk about that. And I do have some clients and some students who are, doing really well in terms of selling out their coaching and making a lot of money from their coaching right now. And I also like to publicly celebrate that as well. It's a big deal, but I just also need a balance as well. And I don't need to wake up every day and seeing in my inbox or seeing on social media another coach talking about the amount of money that they're making in their business. And I was like, is there other professions that are doing this to the extent that coaches are doing this? Like nurses and doctors and lawyers and I don't know, like, what are there other professions out there that are like starting every day with saying like, this is how much money I made today, this is how much money I made in this month? I really don't think so. Or if they are, I haven't seen it. But it's like, why is that becoming the norm in the coaching industry, that all we're focusing on is either the amount of money we make or the amount of money that our clients are making? And it just feels a little, there's just something that doesn't feel right about that to me. So I've been challenging myself to measure other ways of success for myself and my clients and my students, and to also make sure to talk about that as well, so people don't think that the amount of money you make is the only thing that makes you worthy and successful as a coach. Because you could be working with pro bono clients right now, and you could have, on your sessions, your clients can be having these amazing breakthroughs. Like maybe you have a client that was waking up every day at 11 a.m. and then all of a sudden she made a goal and she wanted to start waking up at 6 a.m. and start working out early in the morning. And she had a week where she hit her goal of 3 times that week that she was able to get up early and work out. And I think those are kind of more the things that we need to be talking about and celebrating, is these other non-financial successes that we're hitting. Now I'm kind of going on a little bit of a rant and a rave here, but do y'all know what I mean? Are you feeling that way too? I talked about this on some of my other platforms, and I've had some coaches reach out and be like, oh my gosh, Krista, thank you so much for talking about this. And yeah, I'm so tired of coaches only talking about either the money they're making or their clients are making. And so I know I'm not the only one struggling with this. So that was another reason too why I'm not following anyone in the coaching industry, is I've just kind of started to question, is what is the coaching industry becoming? And this is not why we decided to become coaches. Yes, earning money, you deserve to get paid for your time and your skill and your energy. And it's really fun and exciting when you take the time to go after a goal and you get compensated well for that, it feels really fucking good. But it shouldn't be the only thing we're focusing and talking about. And the reason a lot of us decide to become life coaches is because we want to help people. We want to help people transform and change their lives. And so let's talk more about that. Let's talk more about how we're helping and changing and transforming our clients' lives and our own lives. And yeah, so I want to get back to that. I want to be that coach that is really tapping into her deeper why on an everyday basis and remembering that and running her business from that place and not running my business trying to keep up with the Joneses, as the saying goes. So, all right. I have not eaten breakfast yet. I am starving. So I am going to end this episode for now. Feel free to reach out to me via email or on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know your takeaways from listening to this episode. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree with me? It's totally okay to disagree with me. Hopefully this was inspiring for you in some way. And I will see you all in the next podcast episode. Have a great day. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed at this time. And if you're ready to up-level your coaching skill set and learn how to confidently coach at the transformational PCC level in order to help your clients get bigger breakthroughs and better results, then join our Born to Coach Training Academy at buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/certification.